everyone. Last week I had so much fun filming my minimalist closet video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it below. So sort of going off of that theme, I wanted to share some tips that I have for finding the best secondhand clothing. It has definitely been a process of trial and error for me, but I have found some really super cool pieces that I have worn for years and I absolutely love, and they are still in really great condition. So let's just get into it. Okay, so my number one tip when thrift shopping is to check the label. So lately when I've been thrift shopping, I've been opting for natural materials like 100% cotton, linen, silk, wool, cashmere. While I am vegan, I am still okay with purchasing secondhand clothing items made from animal byproducts like a wool sweater or leather shoes. If you're not ready to only opt for natural materials, don't let that discourage you. If you can opt for materials like rayon or viscose, those are actually semi-synthetic materials. They're definitely better than a polyester or nylon, which can lead to microplastics when you wash your clothing. I actually wrote a blog post a while back on what different materials are, so I'll link that below. So tip number 2 that I have for thrifting is to avoid fast fashion labels. This would be anything from like Forever 21, Zara, H&M, Urban Outfitters, anything like that. In general, they are far lower quality and aren't going to last as long. If something looks like it is a very sheer material, or it just feels a little cheap, or if it's really thin, I would probably skip it because that means it's probably not gonna last super long. My third tip is don't discount the non-curated thrift stores like Goodwill or Housing Works. It definitely takes a little bit longer because you have to sort of go through more stuff, but in general that also means that things are going to be less expensive than a more curated vintage place. Going off of that, also don't discount estate sales or stoop sales. I have actually found some really cool pieces from just stoop sales. If it's not curated, don't just completely cross it off your list. You might end up finding something that you absolutely love. Tip number 4 is to check the men's section. Frankly, I think men's clothing is higher quality in general than women's clothing, so it's usually really sturdy. There are so many really great cashmere, silk, wool sweaters or jackets, or even just like button-down tops. Really cool materials in the men's section. Tip number 5 is don't be afraid of the tailor. Sometimes I'll find a piece at a thrift store and there's some sort of alteration that I need to make. So sometimes that's something like just mending a really small hole, but if it's something a little bit bigger, I would just honestly bring it to a tailor. I recently bought a denim dress and the straps were quite long on me because it was a super sturdy, thick denim. I wasn't able to use like my hotel sewing kit that my mom gave me like 5 years ago. So I just had to bring it to the tailor, and honestly the alteration cost less than the dress itself. I know it can be kind of annoying to have to bring it somewhere, but usually it'll end up that you have the absolute perfect piece and it's molded to your body, so it feels even nicer knowing that something is made perfectly for you. Tip number 6 is check online. I have found a surprising number of clothes through online thrift stores, and honestly that is so nice, being able to sort of just search a hashtag or an item that you're looking for or a brand that you're looking for, and to just get this whole list of people selling that item specifically. Go on somewhere like Depop or ThredUp or Poshmark or even eBay. Honestly, it's going to be less expensive than if you bought new. It might be a little more expensive than if you went to like a Goodwill or Housing Works, but it's definitely still gonna be a pretty good deal. Okay, my last and final tip is to just be patient. I think the longest I've waited to find a piece before is like maybe 8 months. I know it's rough. The moment when you actually find the piece that you really love, it's sort of like this revelation aha moment. Looking through so many racks at so many different thrift stores can be a hassle sometimes, but like I said, when you do find it, it's really just like you're golden. I know I'm never going to run into anybody with the exact same outfit because most of the pieces are vintage. Be patient, the thrifting gods will bless you at some point. And those are all of my thrifting tips. I didn't really go into non-clothing items today, but if you are interested in a video on non-clothing thrifted secondhand items, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week.